it's Jennifer from Flux. In this video, we're going to learn how to crochet the basket weave stitch, stitch by stitch. I'm going to walk you through the entire process. This is a really easy stitch. We're going to be using some front post double crochet stitches and some back post double crochet stitches to give us this wonderful texture. It's actually a lot easier than it looks. It looks like it could be complex, but it's actually really easy to do. We're going to walk through it all together. This is a great stitch for blankets, scarves, any kind of project where you want some really interesting texture. So we're going to go through it. And also I wanted to point out the full photo tutorial to this stitch can also be found on the Flux blog, and I'll put the link down below if you like to follow along with photo tutorials as well. So let's get started. So for our tutorial, we're going to use some bulky yarn and a 6.5mm K crochet hook. So let's grab our yarn and get started. So for the first part, we're going to be making a little swatch, and our swatch is a multiple of 6 plus 4. So all that means is when you're scaling this for a project, like if you're making a scarf or a blanket, you can use this same stitch pattern to make it as wide or as narrow as you want. So all that means is with your starting chain, you're going to do 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 and so forth until you get the width that you want, and then add 4 more chains onto that. So we're going to do 16 chains for our swatch. So basically it's 6 plus 4, okay? So we need to begin by putting a slip knot on our hook. Take the yarn, wrap it around your fingers to make a loop, bring the yarn behind the loop, reach in with your hook, bring up a loop, and tighten. The next thing we're going to do is work our chain. Now, like I mentioned before, we're going to do 16 chains, and that is 6 plus 6 plus 4, okay? So what we want to do is, to make a chain, wrap the yarn around the hook and bring it through the loop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So here is our starting chain for our little swatch. And I'm just going to come in a little bit more so you can see what we're doing a little bit better. Okay, so then what we want to do is work a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So this loop here does not count. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 and work a double crochet. So to make a double crochet, wrap the yarn around the hook, insert it into that chain, wrap the yarn around the hook again, bring up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on the hook. Wrap the yarn around the hook, bring through the first 2 loops, wrap the yarn around the hook, bring it through the last 2 loops. Then what we're going to do for the rest of this first row is just work a double crochet in each chain. So super easy. We're just going to work some double crochets all the way across, okay? If you need to see this slower, you can back up the video at any time, or you can use the slow motion feature on YouTube. Okay, so we're just working a double crochet all the way across. This is going to kind of set us up a little foundation, if you will. And I'm just going to grab a little bit more yarn and just work our double crochets all the way across. 1 per chain. Okay, so just a few left. And I didn't mention this before, but a smooth strand of yarn like this is great when you're learning new stitches as well. Okay, and then work a double crochet in that last stitch. And then we're ready for the next row. So as you can see, we just have a little strip of double crochet stitches. Next, what we're going to do is chain 2 and turn our work. So row 1 is complete. Now we're going to chain 2. 1, 2, and turn our work. For row 2, what we're going to do is skip this first double crochet here and work a front post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So all of front post double crochet, it's very similar to a double crochet, but it just is where you place your hook in the beginning. So wrap the yarn around the hook, come up under that post. So normally you would go into the stitch here, that little loop at the top, but we're going to come under the post, that little column, and then wrap the yarn around the hook, bring it back through the way you came. And then wrap yarn around hook, bring through the first 2 loops, wrap your yarn around hook, bring through the last 2 loops. That's the front post double crochet stitch. It's a very textured stitch that creates a long column. Okay, so we're going to do that in each of the next 3 stitches. So we already did 1, now we got to do 2 more. So front post double crochet in the next stitch, front post double crochet into the next stitch, just like that. So now we have this little textured grouping here. Then what we're going to do is work a back post double crochet. That's kind of the opposite of the front post double crochet. So we're going to work a back post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So to do that, you'll wrap your yarn around hook. Now instead of going across the top, we're going to take our hook around the back and go over top of the post that way. So come around the back and go back down. Wrap the yarn around the hook, come back through the way you came. Wrap your yarn around hook, bring through the first 2 loops. Wrap your yarn around hook, bring through the last 2 loops. Let's do that again. Wrap the yarn around the hook, bring it through the back, go over top of the post and back down. Wrap your yarn around hook, bring it back through the way you came. Wrap your yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops. Wrap your yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops. And then we need to do that one more time. Just like that, okay? So now we have a set of 3 front posts and a set of 3 back posts. You can see how much different they look. These are long columns, and this one, the back post, creates a little ridge in your work, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're just going to be repeating this across the next couple of stitches. So work a front post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So front post double crochet in the next stitch. Front post double crochet into the next stitch. Front post double crochet into the next stitch. Okay? Then we're going to work once again a back post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So back post double crochet in the next stitch. Back post double crochet into the next stitch. And a back post double crochet into the next stitch, and it's also the last stitch. Now, if you changed your multiples and didn't start with a starting chain of 16, you might have some more or less to do than I did, but if you started with the same number of stitches, or chains as me rather, you'll be at the end as well, okay? So if you have more to do, just keep repeating that sequence across. To finish up row 2, what we're going to do is we're going to work, now you have to locate it, work a double crochet in the topmost chain of that turning chain. So when we transitioned rows, remember we did a turning chain? We chained and turned. In the topmost chain of that, we're going to work a double crochet, just a regular double crochet stitch, okay? Make sure you catch 2 loops on that so it doesn't pull up and distort, okay? And then just work your double crochet to finish the row, okay? So we have some wonderful texture right now. It kind of looks like boxes. It doesn't really look like basket weave yet, but we're going to be getting there soon, okay? Okay, moving on to row 3. For row 3, we're just going to simply repeat row 2. So let's go through that together. Remember, once again, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. We're going to skip that first double crochet of the row, and we're going to work 3 front post double crochets. So 1 in each of the next 3 stitches. So front post double crochet in the next stitch. Front post double crochet into the next stitch. Front post double crochet into the next stitch. Next, we'll work a back post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So back post double crochet, back post double crochet, and back post double crochet. Okay, now work a front post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. You can see we're just working in groups of 3 and alternating for this row. Okay, and then, whoops, I picked up an extra loop there. There we go. And then front post double crochet. Okay, now our last little group here, if you did the same number of chains as I did, we're going to do a back post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So back post double crochet, back post double crochet, and back post double crochet. Whoops, let's redo that one. There we go. Whenever you have a stitch that you don't love, it's totally fine to go back and redo it. Okay, then to finish up the row, we're going to do the same thing we did before. In that topmost chain, we're going to work a double crochet to finish the row. And make sure you catch 2 loops on that so it doesn't distort your stitch, okay? Just like that, okay? So row 3 is complete. Okay, so rows 2 and 3 look very similar together. We're repeating a lot of the same texture. But for row 4, things are going to change a little bit. So we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and turn our work once again. We're going to skip that first double crochet, same thing we've been doing. And then this time, we're going to work a back post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Okay, so back post double crochet. Whoops, I got a little twisted there. Okay, so back post double crochet in that stitch, back post double crochet into the next stitch, back post double crochet into the next stitch. All right, and then next we're going to work a front post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. If you notice from the previous row, we're doing kind of the opposite of what we did before. Okay, that's going to really give us that basket weave look. So front post double crochet, and then our 3rd front post double crochet. All right, we're going to work a back post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches now. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, and then our last little group here, we're going to work a front post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So 1 front post, 2 front post, and 3 front post. And then to finish the row, once again, work a double crochet in that topmost chain of our turning chain. Okay. All right, we're starting to see a little bit of a woven look here. Okay, very cool. Okay, for row 5, we're going to just repeat row 4, okay? So there is quite a bit of repeating, and it's after you do several rows of this, you could possibly memorize it and just kind of keep going. Okay, so once again, let's chain 2. 1, 2, turn our work. We're not going to worry about this first double crochet of the row, and we're going to do the same thing we did in the last row. So for the first 3 stitches, work a back post double crochet in each. So that's 1, 2, whoops, I dropped my loops. There we go. And 3. All right. Work a front post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Work a back post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So 1 back post double crochet, 2 back post double crochet, and 3 back post double crochet. And then work a front post double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to just finish the row like we've been doing before by working a double crochet in that topmost chain of our turning chain from the previous row. And our basket weave sequence is complete. Now you can see it looks so cool. Very, very nice texture. It's very convincing that there are bands woven in and out of this fabric. So what we're going to do now is to complete or to repeat. You just want to repeat rows 2 through 5 over and over and over again. until it's as tall as you want it to be. And that's all you have to do for the basket weave stitch. So you can use this on blankets, scarves, all kinds of neat things. It gives a lot of warmth because the post stitches are very textured and a lot of coziness. You can also follow a full photo tutorial on the blog as well. I'll put the link below. So that is how you crochet the basket weave stitch. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again.